What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the World Wrestling Talk podcast. I'm Kris Walker, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, different name.
Different last name, to be exact.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kris Tamez. You may know me from the Comic Cave. Also, Russell's not here, but join us at Comic Cave, the Comic Cave podcast on YouTube and Facebook as well, Twitter. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do with us because we are here for you, but I'm sorry for taking the room. Go ahead, Kris.
That's right, Kris. I'm glad you mentioned Comic Cave because we are one family under the Pod Nation. Am I correct?
One nation under Pod.
Nice. And so you can check out all the podcasts on the Pod Nation coming up pretty soon. So we're going to get right into this edition of the World Wrestling Talk podcast, and we're going to start off with some sad news that came across less than an hour ago.
Very sad.
The death of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Now, I'm not someone I started watching wrestling in about 2002, and I don't know much about Dusty Rhodes. So, Kris, tell us something about Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes was born in Austin, Texas. Awesome, charismatic character. Beautiful in-ring, was big time in the WCW, well, NWA at the time, before when the territories were a big thing. You know, this wasn't, WWE hasn't always been WWE. It's always, been territories. NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, Vince up New York, down here in Texas with the Von Erichs and stuff like that. But yeah, Dusty Rhodes, he came up through the ranks. Awesome character. He's going to be missed. Rest in power, sir. You will definitely be missed here on Earth. And what a great contribution you have did to sports entertainment and wrestling. Sports entertainment, I don't like to use that word too much, but wrestling is what I like to say.
For those of you who haven't heard the story, TMZ reported that medical dispatchers were called to the Runnels household at about 5:56 a.m. on Wednesday morning in Florida. And apparently Dusty took a really bad fall, and throughout the night, Wednesday night and Thursday morning, he had complications, different kind of complications. When you're older, taking falls, you can't bump like you used to.
No, yeah, and he was 69 when he passed away, and for a man who's lived through 69, and he was a very big man, very life-sized big man, very not overweight, but just beefy. 69 is a real big accomplishment for him.
Oh, definitely.
But once you get older, you can't take falls as you used to. And Dusty Rhodes, what a incredible loss to the not only to wrestling in general, but just. He was very, very creative with his character. I know he did a lot of behind the scenes at WWE. Also, WCW ran the promotion WCW back in the day, and just all around good guy. If you ever seen the Paul Heyman DVD, My Name is Paul Heyman, the DVD. Paul Heyman talks about how Dusty gave him his insight into wrestling, into the whole thing. It was just he was just an incredible guy.
The wrestling community, I hope we gather around that family. I hope we really just show our support to the family and care to the family. We're going to keep on moving here with the World Wrestling Talk podcast, and we're going to go into the power rankings for this week as of June 5th of this year. Looking at number 5, Kris, I'm kind of shocked. You know that I'm a huge John Cena fan.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
I am a general in the C Nation, but I'm kind of disappointed that he is on the list in the top 5. He's number 5. He was number 3 last week, but of course, a loss to Kevin Owens has some effect. I feel that Cena shouldn't be at number 5. I don't think he should be in the top 5 after losing to someone who isn't ranked. What do you think?
No, see, okay, that's not. Once again, you're looking at it from a different perspective. I don't claim to be big in the business, but I've been a wrestling fan since the early 90s, since it was WWF. I've been a big fan all my life. My father just sat me down, and I'm like, what is this awesomeness? And not only WWF, WWE, also WCW at the time, the Monday Night Wars. That was me. That was my life. That was like back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was my Monday night, flipping from channel to channel. Although I am a big WWEF supporter, I like to check out the competition once in a while. But yeah, the Monday Night Wars, that was my time. That was my era. That happened in my time. But it's not losing to a non-ranker. It's just passing the torch. It's a tale as old as time in the World Wrestling business. you just got to pass the torch. And Kevin Owens fight. I'm now a Kevin Owens fan. Ever since he made his debut in NXT, I was like, this guy's gonna go place. He's going places. He's going somewhere. But no, I love that. Like you yourself, you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, John Cena's this and he's great." John Cena, the character, that's what we're talking about here. John Cena, the person, I have much respect for. Great respect. He does a lot of things with charities, especially Make-A-Wish. I have much respect for John Cena, but John Cena, the character, it's old. It's been done. Back in the 80s, 90s, it's the superhero, Vince McMahon made that epic promo back like in the 90s, we, the company, think you're tired of having your intelligence insulted, so we're going to go more attitude, more edgy, more television program that doesn't really rely on superheroes and take your vitamins and say your prayers. We're going to do more self, like Mick Foley, man, it wasn't Mankind, it was Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't Stone Cold, Steve Austin, the whatever. What was he before? He was Stunning Steve Austin.
Right.
And he wasn't really... That's his character, but Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels The Undertaker will always be a gimmick, but it's one of those gimmicks that are awesome as hell. It was more self-driven, instead of like characters. So I think that's what John Cena is right now in this day and age. He's like the character. He's like the superhero. He was, never give up is his motto or whatever the hell. He is definitely the Hulk Hogan of this day and age.
Well, what I think people miss with Cena is it's not really fully gimmick. I agree that since the Attitude Era and right now, what sells is being yourself in the ring, knowing your character. And unfortunately, I think that's who John Cena is. I mean, you look at what he does outside the ring, and it kind of goes hand in hand with who he is in the ring.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just the whole never give up and don't whatever. Like, I think some Raws ago, I forget how many Raws, that kid came on stage like, I beat cancer. That's all fine and dandy. That kid, good on you, kid, for beating cancer, but don't exploit a human, a real life human's, like medical, his medical like that. Like, that's a life threatening situation that guy's in, that little kid's in, and you're just exploiting him. Like, that kid right there, he's doing it. He's never giving up. He's going for it. Like, yeah, that's all cool. But let's stick to the storyline here, Let's stick to not, real life kind of situations, which, that's all fine, but I don't really like how they exploited that,
I look at that part a little differently because I see it as, I know if I were a little kid and I went through that, and then not only to be mentioned on WWE, but to have John Cena, my hero, come back and point me out.
Now, if they mention that like after backstage, that's fine, but like, I don't know, just... I think that was like, I think it's cheesy, as if someone says, I'm here in so-and-so estate, or I'm here like Mick Foley used to do, I think that's just a cheap pop that, John Cena was exploiting. Kevin Owens, he's been through the rankings, and the whole thing is like, I'm not just a new wrestler now. I've been a wrestler since I think you said 2003 or 2003, I think it was.
Yeah, around that time.
I've been a wrestler. I've been in this business for so long, for 10 whatever plus years. John Cena, you've been in it for so many years, but I've been in this business for quite a long time. He just never got a break until now. So I don't, John Cena, I don't think he should be in there at all. Top category anyway.
I don't think he should be in the top 5 either, and that's coming from a big fan of Cena. I'm not a fan of Kevin Owens, but I don't feel he should be in the top 5 after, for one, his popularity is a little down.
Yeah.
And then taking a clean loss to Kevin Owens, I don't think that should put him in the top 5. So we're going to move on to number 4, though. And at number 4, we have up from spot number 5, the New Day. New Day.
Day rocks. New Day rocks.
They do rock, and they are rocking the WWE universe right now. They are good heels. They're
getting such a grand push. Like, they're getting, you have Xavier Woods, who's a talker. He's great on the mic. Kofi Kingston, awesome acrobatic stuff, awesome in-ring ability. Then you have, Big E Langston, he's Big E Langston. He can wrestle. He's big dude, So I think you put them together, New Day, going back to some time now, I honestly thought this was going to be like the new Nation of Domination.
Everyone did.
I honestly thought this was going to be like the new, but then again, you have to think, well, this is PG era. You can't really have that. Well, that's more race kind of. That's edgy.
That along with, because it was kind of set up to be the new nation if you look at it, and then next thing you know, we had the whole Ferguson and Baltimore problems.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that, but you can see why they kept them as this kind of Spirit Squad type gimmick, and Xavier Woods, being Xavier Woods, has found a way to annoy his way into our hearts.
Yeah.
I remember my favorite Xavier Woods moment and my favorite New Day moment. It wasn't even during a match. It was after the match at, I can't think of the pay-per-view. I want to say it was Extreme Rules. Has that happened yet?
Extreme
okay.
Rules.
When Dean and Luke Harper were having their match, and they come back in the car, and you just hear Xavier yelling, you still getting beat up. You still getting beat up.
Yeah. No, Dean, I watched a documentary on, it was a long time, like I think a year ago, about NXT and up and comings, and he was definitely on there. Xavier Woods was on there. He's a big nerd. He's a big time nerd.
He used to come out yelling, "It's morphin' time."
Yeah, he was a big time nerd, and I like that. I like that about Xavier Woods. He's, he gets it. He's got the charisma. He's got the attitude. But yeah, New Day. Everyone like New Day sucks, but they're good. I like them.
Oh, definitely. So at number 3, and he's up from spot number 4, we have Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
That was terrible, Chris.
Well, I mean, we can't do a song on here. We'll get it shut down. But okay, so I want to get this cleared up. A lot of Roman Reigns things have been happening. So a lot of memes are going online about how Roman Reigns is The Rock, Seth Rollins is Triple H, and Dean Ambrose is Stone Cold. I don't necessarily like that. That's kind of they're their own people. They're their own characters.
Definitely.
But Roman Reigns is definitely he's. Are they trying to make him into a heel? Like, it feels like WWE wants him so bad as a heel, but he's just so over that they want him to be a heel.
I mean, he's a big guy who doesn't really have great mic games.
No, he doesn't.
There's nothing for him but to be a heel. The problem is he's just so cool.
Yeah,
he's just so cool.
He's endorsed by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And you know what? Side note, I'm a big CM Punk fan, so you're gonna hear me say a lot of CM Punk references and a lot of CM Punk quotes on here. So yeah, I'm just saying that right off the bat. Pipe bomb. But no, what is your take on Roman Reigns?
On Roman, for one, I don't feel he should be number 3 in the rankings right now because he's not really doing much.
He is a side player right now.
Right. He's just, and take it to look at before the main event on Raw this week. You see Roman kind of just go out, get a chair, and I'm like, Roman, what are you doing? And he's just standing there for Dean to come out.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Roman, I get it, you're here, but he's kind of taking a back seat to Dean instead of going off on his own thing. And I get they kind of do that before Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Some things kind of just take a seat for the match because I think what they were planning on going for was Roman versus Kane, which I really don't want to see.
I don't want to see Kane anymore.
What?
I don't want to see Corporate Kane anymore.
Oh, I love Corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane is fun, but
even Corporate Kane loves Corporate Kane.
You have to understand my pain because my Kane, was the big red monster, the big red machine. I know things change over time, but you can't build up a character all those years saying he burned his family alive. He was Undertaker's brother. He was tortured. He even had a glass eye. And
really?
Yeah, and back in the day, his eye was it was a contact, obviously, but supposedly it was a glass eye, it was a fake eye.
Nice.
And then I remember when he first spoke. I remember like it was yesterday that when he first spoke, he had a voice box because his vocal cords were I think burned or something, or he couldn't talk, so he had to use the voice box. I remember that. And shoot over 20 years, maybe 15 years from now or over, you have him Corporate Kane, nice Glenn Jacobs suit, hair, talking, and he's very smart in real life. He has a degree.
Yeah, he runs an insurance agency.
But it's just like, what?
I mean, I like the way they kind of did it though when he gave the mask to Stephanie.
That was dumb.
I thought that, okay, it was a dumb move, but I thought it was a great way to write it.
No, well, yeah, I mean,
He gave up the demon.
Corporate Kane is okay, but see, that's the thing. He gave up the demon, but there are some times where he just comes back trying to be the demon. Now they gave him this new moniker, the devil's favorite demon or son. I forget what it was.
Advocate, devil's advocate. He does a lot of things.
I'm like, you cannot say devil and Kane anymore. It's gone.
So I want to point something out, Chris.
Sure.
This little segment, we were talking about Roman Reigns, and he took a back seat to Kane. That's where Roman Reigns is going. That's how he is, and that's why he should not be number 3.
I mean, Roman Reigns has the ability to be great. He just, once again, it's booking. I don't know if I can say booking because it's writer, so he's not written right. Instead of I saying booking, he's not written right.
I would have rather seen Lana go with him. Ziggler being put together. I mean, Ziggler's great overall. He doesn't need Lana.
I never really got on the Ziggler train.
I did when he won the title, and I was like, okay, this guy has something. No, it was with AJ. When he had AJ, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Then he had Big E. I'm like, okay, he's becoming a top heel, and then he got injured, of course. But I like Ziggler. I love his in-ring. He's very charismatic.
Everyone seems to like Ziggler. I never really got to me, Ziggler, he'll always be that smug, arrogant, that guy.
Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, like that. I don't know. I never really got on the Ziggler train.
All right.
It's a stupid name, Ziggler.
So once again, we left Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So moving on to number 2, another Shield member, down from spot number 1. You can guess who it is. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, number 2.
His intro song is fucking hilarious every time.
It is terrible.
Every time he comes on, and then it pauses.
Now, I like the fact that they circle a W, but Seth Rollins has the second worst entrance music in WWE right now.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
It is terrible. But I love Seth. I love him. I absolutely love him. He's great. He's entertaining. Legitimately, outside of Cena, Seth Rollins is the face of the company.
See this brings me back to, I don't think the writers know what the hell they're doing, because now are they making him a face because of what's happening and what's been happening? I don't need anyone. I don't need no one. I could do this on my own. I don't need the authority. I don't need J&J security. It's now they're making him into a face.
I think J&J came out of that the face.
Yeah. When that happened on Raw, I was like, what is this?
But here's the thing with WWE and the fans. WWE has no power over who's the face. It doesn't matter. Nowadays, fans...
bullshit. They do have all the power, and that's they're not listening to who they want as the face. I mean, they give us a little, okay, we're going to get to him soon, but like what they're doing with Dean Ambrose. They're giving us what we want, but in reality, on paper, he's not.
Oh, definitely.
Seth Rollins, he's good. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's really good, but I just can't see him. They're building him up to be like this grand dude, which in reality, I think he's like equivalent to maybe, and I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, equivalent to maybe a Triple H.
And look at who Triple H is, though.
Yeah, but there's a whole another podcast. We should talk about that, because
I love Seth. I think he can represent the company well. You saw that after he won the title, and what was it, Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
He went on Kimmel. I thought that was great. He's good with publicity. Seth is just overall a company guy, and so I like that you compared him to Triple H. But you mentioned number 1, the guy with the belt, the lunatic fringe, Dean Ambrose. What's going on, Chris? What do you think about Dean?
If you would have told me about 3 years ago that Dean Ambrose was going to be the character that he is now, I'd be like, no way.
Really?
No. Whenever he was in the Shield, no way. I could not see him like that.
I saw it.
I he was like the no man. I don't know. He just. If you would have told me Dean Ambrose is gonna be the lunatic fringe, the crazy, the over the top, charismatic character, I would have like, nah. I don't think he's got it in him, But as of right now, Dean Ambrose, awesome. I love what they're doing with this character. He just has that I don't care whatever attitude, and he is, if you kind of want to compare him, if you like those memes, he is kind of like the Stone Cold of this time. His attitude is like, I'm not saying he is Stone Cold. His attitude is go against authority, go against what you want, and that's pretty much what they're doing right now. They're going Seth Rollins, which is the authority, or I think he's still part of the authority, and Dean Ambrose with go against the grain, go against be crazy, and then you have Roman Reigns, which is a side character.
And I mean, if you look at the dynamic of the three, they represent every wrestling fan.
Yes.
You got Seth, the corporate guy, kind of, but the guy who's a show off, really. You got Roman, that cool guy. Roman's the guy who's not supposed to be watching wrestling, but he's doing it, that cool guy who everybody wants to be. And then you got Dean, the person everybody thinks they are. The guy you want to be to your boss. You want to get arrested and then come back with the police hat and the police jacket on.
Yeah. I like how they're trying to rehash the Attitude Era some once in a while, But, I mean, leaving, I guess, the main roster of Raw, WWE Raw, and going into NXT, you have some great in-ring talent in NXT. I can't forget his name right now. Sami Zayn. When he recovers, we're going to see great things from that guy. We're going to see awesome things from him. We already seen the man that gravity forgot, Neville. Great. Maybe not good ring and mic skills, but man, that dude could put on a show.
He's an Evan Bourne at best, though.
No, well, really, Evan Bourne? We're gonna go there.
Evan Bourne.
We're gonna go to Evan Bourne.
Yep.
Neville's good, and then we have Kevin Owens, which I think is the next big great thing. I'm surprised Kevin Owens wasn't on the list. I mean, I'm really surprised.
He probably is, and I was about to mention that if you want to check out the rest of the power rankings, the 25 through 6, I'm gonna put a link to that in the comments, so go on and check that out. And if you want to talk about this, give your take on the top 5 of the power rankings, what you think, who you think is misplaced. Go on and comment, or join the World Wrestling Talk page on Facebook so that we can have some amazing discussion about wrestling. We're gonna move on though, and we're gonna recap some highlights from Raw this week. The big thing that I noted, and I only really care about the main event. I came in late during Raw, but I loved to see J&J in the ring shining.
Jamie Noble.
It. Jamie Noble stole the show, if you ask me.
He'll always be that guy that had Nydia. Yeah, Nydia, the country back. I don't think you know this, but yeah, the country back. It was a country bumpkin kind of hillbilly wish with Nydia. Nydia's hot. I've actually met her in real life. She's hot. But yeah, Jamie Noble will always be that character.
No, I'll always remember. I believe there was. I wanna be correct in thinking this was Jamie Noble, Nydia, Tori Wilson, and I cannot remember who the other guy was. But there was a scene when I was younger. They're all just laying in bed together, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm in elementary school at the time, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But Jamie Noble's awesome. And so Jamie Noble, I love him. I had to, during the show, my brother and I were watching, and I'm just like, what is his finisher? So I had to go and look it up on Wikipedia, and it was the pay dirt, which wasn't it a DDT or something like that?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about that, but during the match, of course, he didn't get to do his finisher. So sad. But during the match, you really see him just shine, especially when he did his little shuffle after coming in off the hot tag.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you go, boy.
No, I like how they're small. They're short.
Cruiserweight.
And they had to use like the ropes to get a level up just to be on Seth's height. They had to use the ropes to just like give a little lift up. That's pretty funny. It's entertaining, which is, I mean, side note, I think they should bring back the Cruiserweight title. There's a bunch of awesome cruiserweights in WWE right now.
Well, they were talking about making NXT the Cruiserweight show, of course, with guys like Kevin Owens coming through and Samoa Joe now. That won't work. We're going to get to Samoa Joe in a second. But I believe that the Cruiserweight title will be a great NXT mid-card title.
Yeah. Yes,
of
course, yes. But, getting back to the Raw, you had Seth Rollins versus J&J Security. Dean Ambrose was, of course, in the crowd acting crazy, eating popcorn.
With a big bag of popcorn.
Yeah, eating popcorn, and then he poured some on Seth Rollins, which, it's good. It's a great gimmick. It's fun. They're going to be at this year's Money in the Bank ladder match for the title to see who is the rightful owner of the WWE title. Which it's funny because the WWE title, that's like... we've seen it, but ever since Brock Lesnar won it, we never saw it. No one even talked about it. Now that it's back in the business, it's like just changing hands. Everyone has it. It's going on everyone's hands. But I'm really looking forward to this NXT. I mean, this ladder match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, the Lunatic Fringe, and the what do you call himself? The Architect.
The Architect. I love that name, by the way. I love that. It's new. The Architect.
The Architect. It kind of sounds like the Cerebral Assassin.
Exactly. But same move. One of the things that I liked coming out of the end of the Monday Night Raw was Seth got the belt back for a total of like a minute.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Dean has it again. And it's like,
he does the dirty deeds and he just takes it back from him.
Which, speaking of dirty deeds, that is not dirty deeds. I hate it when they changed his move.
DDT.
We didn't talk about it as much as we did when the
It's Mick Foley's DDT, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I miss the old face crusher move. Miz used to do it. Until Dean took it as the dirty deeds. I hate this DDT. It's too simple.
I like it though. It's simple, but it's effective because it's a DDT.
So let's talk about NXT, Chris. I did not catch it. I read it. Let's talk about the big thing everyone watched NXT for this week, and that is Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
What do you think out of that? I was reading from a World Wrestling Talk member that they didn't like his entrance music.
I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, yeah, it kind of lacks his dynamic, but I mean, it can change. It's NXT. Things change all the time. But I don't like the fact that they made him an NXT star. Samoa Joe has been in this business well over I think even more than Kevin Owens. Either more or equivalent to Kevin Owens. I think he's been in more. But yeah, I don't like how they made Samoa Joe like and we're going to talk. Can we talk about other promotions on this show?
Yeah, we can. I mean, they exist. They're not great. But
are we WWE owned, responsible by WWE? So yeah, he was big time over in TNA. Big time over.
Oh, definitely.
He came from one of the awesome wrestlers that came from Ring of Honor.
Which he's wrapping up his final match for them pretty soon. So.
Oh, he is?
Yep. That's rare. WWE's allowing him to do that.
Well, I mean, contracts is contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time in TNA. I want to get your opinion on this later on. Maybe this would be like the last segment of the show. But yeah, he's been in the business for a long time, but they threw him in the rookie stage. They threw him with the rookies.
Here's why. You don't want to look at NXT as something for rookies necessarily. You look at it as something for guys who haven't been in WWE and Zack Ryder.
But I feel like Samoa Joe has the ability to be on the main roster.
But that just testifies to how little Vince thinks of the number 2 company, which is about to change hands. You got ROH with a TV deal and GFW competing, so number 2 in the wrestling business is about to change hands, but Vince doesn't view those as legit. The same way he didn't want anything from WCW mattering. He doesn't want anything he doesn't view them as having game, and I understand it. WWE is a whole nother level of entertainment, well, I don't want to say great, but it's a different ball game.
It's sports entertainment.
Right. And so while these guys are coming in, they're wrestlers.
Yeah.
You got these guys, Kevin Owens, these Samoa Joes, these indie guys, they're wrestlers. They're not completely about just entertainment value.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You put them in NXT and at the Performance Center so that they can learn to kind of refocus themselves from wrestling to entertainment,
which I think is not good. I think NXT is more about wrestling
definitely
than entertainment, and that's Triple H run, right?
Yeah, Triple H. That is Triple H's baby.
Paul Levesque, that's his thing, and that's good. That's great. It's more about wrestling, and I think WWE, or the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, should take a lesson from NXT because Triple H has been known saying, hey, this can be as good as SmackDown. NXT can be as good as SmackDown. I agree. And I agree because it's wrestling. That's what we want to see in a wrestling show. I remember I was having a dispute with a guy saying like, oh, well, things change over time. Well, it's wrestling. It has the word wrestling in it. Why would it not be about wrestling? Yeah, entertainment, sure. But first and foremost, this is a wrestling company.
Well, what we have to remember, though, Chris, is that WWE, Vince knows how to make his money.
Well, and so XFL.
Okay, he knows how to spend his money too. But Vince knows how to make his money, and when you look at what actually sells, unfortunately for us wrestling fans, it is not us. We are not the primary audience anymore.
But how could you say that about wrestling? It's a wrestling show.
Right. WWE has become more than wrestling. It's evolved past more than wrestling, and unfortunately, we kind of feel like we're being left behind. That's why we're glad that Triple H has taken the initiative to make NXT what it is.
Yeah.
Because it gives us something to watch, but at the same time, NXT does not make as much money, or will not make as much money as Raw.
I highly disagree. I think it can be the next big thing.
Oh, it will be big. It will be big, but I don't think it will ever come close to Raw. If you look at WrestleMania and why WrestleMania makes so much money, we don't look at WrestleMania isn't primarily about the wrestling. Mm-hmm. WrestleMania is about the entertainment, the celebrities.
Pageantry.
It's pageantry.
Yeah.
And so Raw's taken, and the main roster is taking more of that. And that's what sells to the audience outside the wrestling community. That's why we have shows like Total Divas. Because
hey, I'm a Total Diva watcher.
I love Total Divas. Very entertaining. But it's because Vince wants to go out and reach our girlfriends. He wants to go out and reach the people that traditional wrestling and wouldn't reach. And that's why if you look at shows that have based primarily on traditional wrestling, that's why ROH is so late coming to the game. Because I've always heard for years ROH is much better than WWE.
It is.
Right, but why are they so late coming to the game? Why haven't they built an audience big enough for that? Because pure wrestling won't sell as much as flowery entertainment. It just won't.
I think you're right. You are right. But it shouldn't be that way.
It really shouldn't.
It shouldn't be that way because it's more about wrestling. Of course, I love the storylines. If Steve Austin wasn't the badass beer swilling, boss telling off, that's a storyline. But also his in-ring abilities were great as well.
Oh yeah.
He was a great wrestler. Same thing with The Rock. The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. The Rock, and that's entertainment. But
Definitely.
Also his in-ring abilities were awesome. Then you have people like today. It's kind of reversed. Like Roman Reigns is a prime example. In-ring abilities are good. I think he's a pretty good wrestler. Talking, not really so good. I guess another thing I would want to say, and this is the last thing I'll say about this, whenever wrestler or entertainers talk in this day and age, you don't really listen because it's not like they're not talking. Whenever back then, whenever you heard a Steve Austin or a Rock, a Chris Jericho, or maybe a Triple H, or Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, any litany of those wrestlers, whenever you heard them talk, you heard them talk. It sounded like they were speaking to you instead of reading off of a script. It sounded like they're talking to you. They're talking to the audience. They're talking to the wrestler they're going up against. Not like, oh yeah, Kevin Owens, I'm gonna beat you.
You're right. I agree there when it comes to specifically Cena. Cena can move a crowd, but he has no substance.
He goes back to the same shit: hustle, loyalty, respect. That's all fine and dandy.
Values, Chris. Values.
What are you gonna do? Okay, you want to talk about values? Intelligence. Shit, I was trying to go to the Kurt Angle. Intelligence, intensity, and damn it, the third one I forget it. But
you suck.
Kurt Angle, I miss you. Side question: do you think he's going to come back to WWE?
Oh gosh, no, not as much as maybe after he dies, they'll induct him in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah,
Kurt Angle, he's ruined it for himself. I mean, all this trash talking, you're not doing anything to help your case, bro.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, I hope he's not. I mean, either way. So here's something though. I like that you mentioned the substance because I get into arguments a lot about Bray Wyatt.
What the hell happened to Bray Wyatt? Okay, yeah, thank you. What the hell happened to Bray Wyatt? He was like last year. He was like Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Well, hell, the Conqueror. Now you don't even. Where the fuck did he go?
One, they don't have anything for him to do. Two, Bray Wyatt says absolutely nothing when he's talking.
That's not true.
No.
Whenever Bray Wyatt is talking, I am listening. Bray Wyatt does have that ability to talk to you and make it sound like he's not reading off of a script.
Okay, I agree with that. He's very theatrical. He's probably the best on the roster at it. I can give him that. But what I'm saying is, it's the same thing. Essentially, it comes down to this. I am great, and I will destroy the world. I will destroy your heroes. I will eat your breakfast. Once
again, it's booking.
Oh, booking.
They
booking
don't. I mean,
Bray.
you have this guy, this Eater of Worlds, a Bray Wyatt. Follow the buzzards.
Great character,
and he loses.
Definitely.
He lost. It's like, what? I think, and this is my opinion, and you can totally disagree with me if you want.
I do already.
I think they should have just, to hell with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, and they should have gave it to Bray Wyatt.
I agree.
Because Bray Wyatt is that new I guess, Undertaker.
He is.
He is this day and age's Undertaker, and they should have gave it to him. But they didn't. They went with Brock Lesnar. You know, they gave it to him, but and look where he's at now. Nothing. He didn't do shit with it. Sorry for my language. He didn't do nothing for it. He didn't do nothing with that win. It just made him seem like, oh, well, they just really screwed up WrestleMania. Part of why I watched WrestleMania was because of The Undertaker, and now they just really screwed that up. And Vince, or whoever made that call, most likely Vince.
Taker,
Vince. This is Vince's baby.
No, Taker didn't want to end with the streak. Taker didn't want that streak because it was reading. He felt that so many superstars 21 over the years had done the honors for him. He wanted to do that for somebody. And
they should have just gave it to an up and coming like Bray Wyatt, not Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has his career in line. He already had it. I don't know why they gave it to him. Well,
because and another thing I was reading, Taker wanted it to be Brock. Because they were trying to build Brock up as this super monster.
He's already a super monster. He's been a super monster since when he came in.
Well, they don't think about these things, Chris.
That's true. Once again, booking is really bad. We need to apply with WWE booking or writing, whatever you want to call it.
I would not want that. Vince is a jerk. Vince is a jerk. I don't want to do that. So let's move on. Since we're talking
Wait. Side note, can we please have Bray Wyatt versus Bo Lee?
I want to see Bo join his brother.
Yes.
It's set up already. Bo's already delusional.
Yes.
You can fit him in perfectly.
Bo Lee. Instead of Bo leaving, he can follow the buzzers with his brother.
Let's follow the buzzers on over to Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Hey, God, the money. Oh, here we go.
I hated those old theme songs, by the way. But Money in the Bank is always there are two pay-per-views besides WrestleMania that I have to watch. And they are Money in the Bank and TLC. I guess you can tell I like ladders. So, I know, but TLC has been in Houston a lot. And, I love my city. So, let's start off with Money in the Bank. R-Truth versus King Barrett. What do you think, Chris?
King Barrett all the way.
I mean, R-Truth is as much as I've always wanted to see R-Truth be great, the greatest thing he ever had was that rivalry with John Morrison.
Yep, I agree with that, yeah.
That was it. And Little Jimmy was great, and then Little Jimmy ruined his career.
Okay, now here's my gripe with that. If they give if it's what's his name? King Barrett versus R-Truth, and R-Truth wins, what the fuck was the point of making Barrett fucking King of the Ring?
WWE Network.
Oh my God.
They wanted to get us all to buy, so they threw King of the Ring together.
Okay, but he's a King of the Ring. You have to make him win. If anything, he should be in one of the main events at Money in the Bank.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I think King Barrett needs to win that match. He has more to prove coming off the King of the Ring, and they need to give him the win.
And besides, I'm afraid I got some bad news.
No, man. That kind of died on me when Triple H started saying it like 3 weeks in a row to set up Bad News Barrett.
That's true.
All right, so then we have John Cena versus Kevin Owens.
Man, Kevin Owens all the way.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kevin Owens go over dirty, though, not clean.
Kevin Owens is an incredible heel.
And so they need to set him if he's an incredible heel, and I agree with that, you don't put him up against Cena.
Why not?
Because Cena will make anybody a face.
Well, yeah, you're right.
He did it to Bray Wyatt.
That is true, yeah.
Cena will make anybody a face because the wrestling community hates John Cena.
Now, okay, so side note, when do you think they're going to make Cena a heel?
They won't.
Do you think they'll never do it?
Now, I think they should do it, but they won't. Vince is too stubborn. Now, maybe when you find somebody who can truly pass Cena as the face of the company, I mean, not when you find someone who can do it, when someone does it.
Yeah.
Then you turn him heel.
Ambrose, I think Ambrose is the next big thing.
Let Cena join the corporation. Honestly, if Punk was still there, I think Cena would be heel. I think CM Punk was the guy to let Cena be a heel.
CM Punk, I miss you so much.
But until you have someone pass Cena as face of the company, you can't change him.
I think Dean Ambrose is passing it right now.
Yeah, I think he can. I think he will. I hope he will, because I want to see corporate Cena. It's easy to do. Let him come out in the
corporate
suit.
Cena.
He and Kane jumping people backstage. I want to see it.
Do you think he'll have a suit and tie and still wears his jorts?
Yes. Oh, that would be, and the hat. Can't forget the hat.
No, you gotta be corporate. You can't have a hat on.
No, come on. So you let Owens go over Cena dirty. You need to establish Owens as more of a heel.
Yeah.
And then don't do it by letting him beat Cena up more.
Ooh, maybe WrestleMania 32, Kevin Owens versus the Lunatic Friends, Dean Ambrose.
Oh, that'd be amazing. You just got to build Kevin Owens up a little more.
Yep.
Give him a mid-card title for a while. Let him do it. Is this match for the championship, by the way?
For the I don't know. You know what? I honestly think, to be honest with you, that Kevin Owens is going to lose to Samoa Joe, and that's why he's going to drop the NXT title.
Yeah, because he's already under a full-time contract.
Yeah, so he's going to drop the NXT title to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is going to be the big honcho down there. So I don't know if it's for the title or not.
Okay, well, I don't think Samoa Joe is going to stay in NXT long.
That's true.
But I don't know if he'll move as fast as Kevin Owens did. So
maybe.
Up next, moving on to the big guy versus the Big Show.
God, the hell with this match. I don't even know. I have no respect, and not because, because CM Punk. No, even before CM Punk did a stupid rant about Ryback, I've never, ever been a Ryback fan. It's dumb. I think it's dumb. His character has been really dumb ever since he was in NXT back way when.
Yep, Skip Sheffield.
No, I don't. He's dumb. I don't think I never saw him. I thought he was going to be like the next, I don't know, Gilbert, because I thought his gimmick was pretty dumb. Now he has, the big guy. I don't like bullies. Well, weren't you a bully just like a year ago?
That's when I became a Ryback fan. He's going around knocking people's lunch out of their hands. I'm like, yeah, do it again.
No, man. And then we can't forget, I'm dumb as fuck. Yeah, you are Ryback. I mean, you hurt. You've taken poor Rusev out the show because you can't do nothing.
Finally.
You can't do. Well, yeah, Rusev is kind of a.
Hey! But you only hate Ryback because CM Punk went through that table wrong.
That too. Look, I didn't know about that at the time, but like whenever I heard the podcast, I was like, well, yeah, no, but I've never been. Ever since Ryback showed up, I've never been a Ryback fan. Big Show needs to retire.
He's done. But who do they have to be that giant? They always need a giant.
You know who they should have kept?
Khali.
The Funk Master.
He's not tall enough.
Brodus Clay.
Somebody call my mama.
The 350-pound monster Brodus Clay. But no, they have to have Big Show because Big Show's the Big Show, which is fine. I have no problem with Big Show, but it's time to go, bro. Become corporate Big Show like Kane did.
He was. He was.
No, but like have him wear like a suit and tie and stuff too.
They don't make him that big. Either way, let's move on to the match I'm most excited for. Kidding. But I am very excited for it because I like the Divas division right now. Boo. Nikki versus Paige.
Nikki versus Paige is actually one of my favorite divas right about now. She's Definitely. Really good. I you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Whenever Naomi was up and coming, I was a big Naomi fan.
Who wasn't? Those light up shoes, bro.
That's true. Naomi, she should get a big push. I don't know why they don't make her champion. Nikki Bella, like AJ Lee once said, talent is not sexually transmitted. So I don't really like, AJ Lee. I mean, I don't really like Nikki Bella. All the
I love it.
What? I don't like it, dude.
Oh no, I love Brie more than I like Nikki.
I don't know how the Bella twins are over. I don't. They're like the Kim Kardashians of WWE.
That's why they work. They lead Total Divas. They lead that show. And,
no, what got me watching Total Divas was Paige.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever I saw Paige, I'm like, oh. Then I saw the other season. Like, okay. Well,
I was most interested in Natalya and Tyson Kidd. They made
yes. Thank you for bringing up Tyson Kidd.
Total Divas made Tyson Kidd relevant.
We need a push Tyson. No, he didn't. We need to push Tyson Kidd.
He's injured.
He is?
Yep. Tyson Kidd is out.
What happened?
I don't remember. I know it happened recently, but he's out for a couple of months. They're trying to see if he needs surgery to recuperate. But
was Ryback involved?
Probably.
Man, no. We need if hopefully Tyson Kidd is good. We need to push Tyson Kidd. We need to make him a superstar. Tyson Kidd is one of the. I mean, he has in-ring abilities out the yin yang.
Oh, definitely.
He is awesome. We need to push. Hashtag push Tyson Kidd.
What does that go next to hashtag bring back Shane O'Mac?
Oh my God, that's another show we need to talk about because I have a big gripes about that. we does just another show, and also bring back CM Punk. CM Punk versus Shane O'Mac. Please make that happen.
Punk's not coming back. Punk can go away.
Vince McMahon, if you're the billionaire or if you're the millionaire that you say you are, CM Punk versus Shane O'Mac. Let's make it happen, please, God. Let's make it happen.
So in conclusion of that, I say Paige goes over.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so that's what we think of the Divas match. Let's move on to New Day versus PTP. Black on black.
POP, hold it down.
All black title match. I'm so happy for that.
Oh yeah, millions of dollars.
You know, new PTP is very annoying to me, and they're not New Day annoying. They're not funny New Day annoying. They're just
awesome,
annoying.
man. I like them.
I love Titus O'Neil. I've always loved Titus O'Neil. Darren Young is great in ring. I like his finisher a lot. I like that he kind of revamped his look after the PTP broke up. He doesn't look like this off-colored John Cena with a fro anymore. You know, he has a distinct look now, and I like that. Yeah. So I think it works for them. I don't see them going over New Day because New Day is so over right now.
No, I want primetime players to win.
They need a title.
I would love to see them. They are a great team together. And the New Day, they're good, but what's with these 3 tag teams? Like they each take turns wearing the titles.
I mean, they should defend the titles under Freebird rules. But I'm going to get into what I think is going to happen with New Day. It's a bold prediction, and it happens in the Money in the Bank ladder match. You know who my winner is for this match, Chris? Kofi Kingston. I'm calling it.
No.
This is Kofi's year. I feel it. I just think it's time. He has Xavier Woods to be a mouthpiece for him. I think he's a heel now.
Okay, first off, Kofi Kingston is not going to win, right?
Nah, man, I'm feeling it.
You know he's not going to win because he's with New Day. How are you going to make a guy, Kofi Kingston, stand out, out of the New Day?
New Day going to get the title. It's going to be it. But in that match, we got Ziggler, Neville, Roman, Randy Orton, Kofi, Sheamus, and Kane.
We all know who's going to win. Don't be dumb.
Really? Who do you think is going to win? I really do. Oh, wait. Are you saying Roman?
Damn it.
Nah.
Damn it.
But I want to see someone get speared off the top of a ladder.
No one can ever pull it off like Edge.
McMahon clause, this is all I want. Someone to get speared off the top of a ladder. Write it, make it happen.
No one can ever pull it off like Edge.
So you have you have 2 Money in the Bank winners in that match, Ziggler and Kane. I don't see Kane getting Money in the Bank.
Well, you know what? It's a toss-up. Roman or Ziggler. For me, I think it's a toss-up between Roman and Ziggler.
I think they're done with Ziggler. When they push him, he gets hurt. Just like I think they're done with Daniel Bryan.
That is very much true. Oh, Daniel Bryan, I miss you.
I think it's done. I don't want to see what happened in last year's Money in the Bank match. Sheamus, or was that 2 years ago? Either way, some Money in the Bank match, we saw a lot of the Great White.
Or if Sheamus wins, I bet you I think he'll be the second guy to cash in his Money in the Bank and lose.
No.
I think, is he the second?
He would be second. No, he'd be third.
Third?
Cena, Sandow.
Oh, yeah, Sandow.
Well, no, Cena won the match, though.
Oh, he won?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll be the second person to cash in his Money in the Bank and lose. I think they're pretty much done with Sheamus, too.
No, see, Triple H and Vince have both rotated on who's with him. Sheamus, I like the new gimmick. I like the new music. I wish he would stop talking.
They made him part of the game. That his look is that look of that WWE app, that game that on that's on
what was it called? Immortals.
Yeah, that's how he looks on that.
I want to see that game on the console.
So
I think it has a Mortal Kombat feel, and I'd like to see that on a console instead of just swipe.
That's what they made him. But no, I think Sheamus is done. I think he's done.
Look, I'm just saying Kofi got this. You look at the tour in Japan, they got him going up against Lesnar. I can argue
Is that true? I thought that was fake.
No, that's true.
So he's going up against Lesnar.
Yeah.
Man, he's going to so lose.
Oh, of course. But I think Kofi wins Money in the Bank. I'm just saying it's time. He's been in more Money in the Bank matches than anyone. It's time.
The only reason, and you could disagree with me if you want, the only reason I think Kofi is in that Money in the Bank match is because what he does with ladders.
Oh, I can agree with that if I wasn't. I don't know why I'm on this Kofi for the win match. I don't know why I'm on that, but I feel like it's time. But yeah, Kofi, just like we watched the Royal Rumble to see how Kofi's going to stay in.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's why Kofi Kingston will always be in the Royal Rumble, because of what he does.
It's the same reason Neville's in the match. They're there to make it exciting.
Yes, Neville's in the match because he's a high flyer. You have ladders. Kofi's he jumps and he's a high flyer, ladders. Randy is not so good. Randy's...
Somebody gonna get RKO spear. Okay, let me stop fantasizing. But let's move on to the last match of the card, the big one for the title. Can Seth regain his title that he lost but never really lost? I'm excited to see Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a ladder match. I'm
very, very excited for that.
And I'll tell you why. Remember last year when the Shield was really big? They became faces. They were going up against the Corporate Evolution. The Authority, and I remember Seth and Dean making those matches so exciting, jumping off of anything. Also, this past year's TLC, or no, Hell in a Cell. When that last match at Hell in a Cell, I think it was this past 2014 December. Yeah.
That was a great match.
The big amazing bump of the match though was. It was kind of ruined by the fact that it looked like Dean just jumped off the cell instead of falling.
Yeah.
But it was a great match nonetheless. I hated the way it ended, and I hope we finally get some closure to Seth versus Dean at Money in the Bank.
I think we'll see Seth and Dean battle for years to come.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like John Cena and Randy Orton did for a while.
Which was dumb.
It got boring. The Rock and Austin. Or what I found a new...
Wait. You cannot compare Rock and Austin to Cena and Orton. That's just dumb.
No. I meant to say Rock and Austin first, Chris. Calm down.
Okay.
But I'm talking about great rivalries. Gosh.
Shawn and Brett.
Okay. Here's one that I told you that this rivalry really gained new respect for me. John Cena and CM Punk.
No, I disagree.
Okay,
so... You know what? No, you're good. That's great because you have John Cena, which is like an All-American, whatever, and then you have CM Punk, which is CM
jerk.
Punk. CM Punk is CM Punk. But you know what? I guess I'll end it on this: the rivalry that we will never see. Well, we've seen, but it would have been great if they pushed it real good. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan.
I agree wholeheartedly. No argument.
I wish we should have saw that.
Yeah, and it's something that anything's possible in WWE, but right now I think we should just go on and enjoy the heck out of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Daniel Bryan goes to UFC? I mean, I'm just saying.
So here's a question before we wrap up, because we're at the end of our time here. What happens with J&J and Kane? You can write him out easily.
Yeah.
Have him get a little injured in the Money in the Bank match. But J&J, do we see J&J turn on Seth completely? Do they backstab Dean? Double cross? What's going on? What do we think? J&J's going to play a big part.
My prediction: they backstab Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins becomes face. Dean Ambrose is now the new heel of WWE and is the new WWE champion.
So that double turn like Rock and Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hate that.
The double turn?
I hate that because you just built up Dean Ambrose to be this awesome go against authority figure. Now he's going to turn so fast, so quickly? No.
You're mad over something that hasn't even happened yet. Calm down, buddy.
But still, I mean, I've watched wrestling long enough to know this crap.
All right, well, you got anything else to add, Chris?
Bring back CM Punk 2016.
Get out of here. Now bring back Shane O'Mac.
Yes.
I can get behind that one.
Yes.
All right, so remember, you want to mention this, go on and talk with us in the World Wrestling Talk group on Facebook. Check out more podcasts under the Pod Nation label. You can check out Chris on the Comic Cave. Isn't that right, Chris?
Comic Cave on Comic Cave YouTube, or Comic Cave Twitter, or Comic Cave on Facebook.
All right, we'd want to thank you for listening to this podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Go on and comment and tell us what you think. And share this with your wrestling buddies so we can make the community bigger. Remember, at World Wrestling Talk, we're going to talk wrestling and we're going to talk it right. So we will catch you later.